Hi, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me on my YouTube channel True Divine 44, or catching that YouTube channel through my Facebook page True Divine 44. Like, share, subscribes and comments on either or both of those platforms is greatly appreciated, and much love to everybody who does that thus far. This is a daily energy reading that I'm trying to put out as much as possible. It picks up on the energies of the day, and then I layer that up with tarot, and it always seems to tally up for me, to bring you the guidance, support and inspiration that you're searching for if you're here. It's up to you to be discerning, of course, with any of the details given, whether they resonate with you here, and only take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. Don't think of it again, don't let it affect you in any way. So this is for the 10th of May 2020. The first card, and it's a pretty big day, big energy day. So the first card being the Justice card. So this speaks of, the scales being logic and intuition, trying to use both of those in balance, trying to not sway too far into one sphere or the other. It speaks to the wisdom to allow certain patterns to happen, allow certain flows to happen with the universe, to allow karma to balance things out. To have the wisdom maybe to not go headlong searching for that justice, taking the steps that would make you to feel better about anything that you think has been an injustice. So for now, on the wider stage, we can do things like helping those around us, helping the same people who would have been affected by the leaders of this world, helping that category of people maybe to uplift them, to lift them out of, to give them a chance to never have to be in the position maybe as some of their peers, and that helps bring that karma in, rather than turning up with pitchforks, which may be tempting sometimes at a certain leader's house. It wouldn't have the same impact as the energetic imprint of you going out there and helping and uplifting and giving life again to somebody who may have been trapped in a certain way, shape or form, if you hadn't maybe stepped in to hold them. It's asking us today to have the wisdom to not carry that burden, and it does become a burden of the seeking of justice, to try not to seek it, to try not to make your daily steps about getting said justice, but maybe making your daily steps through your intuition and through your logic, that balance of those beautiful scales. In that, if you're thinking of a category of people who've been affected by something greatly, using your logic, if you go out in a helpful way, in a loving, compassionate, open way, to try and bring things in that would help those people, then, and following your intuition as to how to get there, allowing the universe to support you in doing so, that yields a greater karma, that yields a good karma, because the dharma is good, the action is good, so it has a wider impact. That's the wisdom. And it still has an impact on those that you would maybe feel had caused an injustice, because there might, say, not be as many people for them to hurt anymore in a certain category, or it might be the fact that personally bringing it to a personal level that you can't be affected by them anymore, because you've put that energy, you've transmuted that energy that energy that was seeking justice, that energy that felt like it had been badly done by, and you have pushed it into something good, and that vibrates back at you, and it vibrates back at you however many fold, however much work you put into pushing that good energy out. So it feeds you, it nourishes you, it actually lifts you up, rather than the constant seeking of justice, which would drain you and pull you down. So it does speak to the material, the laws that we live by as well. And right now I think there's a call in, there's such a reset going on, and there's such truths coming to light that, you know, about the court system, we need to start anew. You know, there's a lot of things wrong with it, that it's built for a certain section that doesn't really coexist with society to flourish, to live within the law and without the law and survive it. So there's a real calling back to going back to natural law, going back to spiritual law. And I'm not saying there's going to be a huge big overhaul of the law system, but if you bring that into the personal, what you can do to affect that law is to live by natural laws. Don't take which isn't yours. You stay divine, you stay responsible for self, you are able to look at self and evaluate actions, you're able to have the wisdom and authority to put things right that you've done wrong. Rebalance the scales yourself. Instead of us always seeking things outside of self to rebalance, to recalibrate, to fix. It's up to us to really start to connect with our inner scales, connect with our logic and our intuition and all the other various beautiful layers that a human being has, and really plug into every one of them and be in the middle of each one of them and dip into them when we need to dip into one or the other to get a certain action done. But in the meantime, we're in the middle, we're observant. We're allowing of the flow of the universe also to bring things in. The Justice card often, for me, accumulates all of those experiences through life. And it's funny, we've trained ourselves in a way to concentrate on the wrongdoings, the experiences where we feel we've been wrong, the experiences where we feel we still need justice, we didn't quite get resolution there. And so the Justice card really is asking us to just be observant, stop seeking and be observant of justice coming in. You might have missed it many times before. I've done it before, where you look back and all of a sudden you realise that, damn, I was served justice. For good or bad, I was served justice. Justice was served. Sometimes it's just not how you would expect justice to be served, or how that would look, how that would feel. So the second card being for the 10th of May is the Fool card. So the Fool card with this Justice card, the 8 being the major arcana number for the Justice card, those cycles, those balancing of the scales, the balance of the divine feminine and gorgeous divine masculine within each and every one of us, whether we're male or female. And then there's this Fool card. So where the Justice card asks us to balance out our logic and our intuition and take the middle path in general, but dip into each one as and when. The Fool card speaks of new beginnings. The Fool card speaks of not carrying all of those experiences as badges that you've had through this Justice card, where you might still seek justice, where you might still seek some kind of retribution. The Fool card asks us to pack up all of those experiences in this very simple pack here that he has on his shoulder. So he takes those experiences with him in the journey of the tarot, but he doesn't wear them as garments, he doesn't wear them as armour, he doesn't wear them to be a victim of those experiences. He wears them either to not repeat them or to seek to repeat them again, to get the same buzz again, or to avoid the same pain again. So actually when the Fool card looks like he's going off a cliff, for me in this reading today, it is that sometimes we've just got to fall. Sometimes we've just got to trust the universe and the moving parts within it. And sometimes we just have to free fall, go with the emotions at the time, go with the energy at the time, and see what we're banging to. And remember that this is a journey. This is something that we can either make mediocre, boring, or the adventure of a lifetime. And I think I know what I would want, I know what many of my friends would want. It's the adventure of a lifetime. The Fool card doesn't he's not a fool. He's bright-eyed and he's not judging the world through all of the experiences that he's had. He's not judging the world and the people in it and the people around him through dirty lenses of each and every one of those experiences built up over time, and whatever ego has been built up around each and every one of those experiences over time. He is stripped bare and he's just ready to flow. He's ready to go forward. He's always ready to push forward. And because of that, the Fool card brings brilliant energy. Because even if you do bang into something when you fall, even if you do bang into something that might hurt a little bit or might be not an experience that you thought you desired, but actually the Fool card embraces it. He embraces it because he takes that experience and just like a garment, he folds it up. He looks at it as he's folding it up. At that point he's transmuting it, he's making sense of it, he's extracting what he can extract from it. But then he doesn't allow it to shawl him, he doesn't allow it to put a veil over his eyes, he doesn't allow it to muddy his eyes as far as the world is concerned and as far as the people around him and the potentials. Most importantly, the Fool card today especially does not limit the potentials. He doesn't allow those experiences to limit what the possibilities of the future are. And that's really important for a lot of us to take on board today and all days, to really see what this journey is about, to really see what it represents, and to really see the capabilities that we have when we stop carrying baggage on our shoulders. Yes, carry it close. Yes, have it in that backpack. Yes, have it ready to reflect back on. But don't allow it to weigh us down, and don't allow it to limit us. Don't allow it to stop us reaching for the stars. And that's about it for the Fool card. But it's pretty heavy, but heavy in a good way, heavy in an exciting way. And in a little way, I'm sitting back today and thinking, yeah, you think you know this, but it's so easy to get wrapped up in the what about this and what about that and how about this and how about that, and already making lists of things that could and possibly would go wrong. And that's through accepting certain experiences and certain outcomes that I've already had. And so to accept those, that's not wisdom. The wisdom is in being light, in being jovial, in going with the flow, in not allowing past experiences to cause limitations into my present or my future. And I think a lot of us need to take that on board, and we need to take that on board regularly and remind ourselves of it regularly, because believe you me, there are many experiences, many things ready to weigh you down, ready to keep you in a certain position, ready to stop you from moving forward, to stop you from experiencing everything there is to experience, every power that you hold within that is there ready to come roaring out. So it's a big day for that. It's a big day. The third card being is the Three of Pentacles. So, excuse me. The Three of Pentacles is this card that's kept coming up in the daily readings. If you've been watching them, you've seen it. And it is this, the joint ventures, the community coming forward, people, the right people being aligned, the right people being brought together for projects, for support. You know, it's a community type of working. It's every individual in this team, whatever this team represents to you, is coming together and bringing something good, bringing something positive to the table that everybody can use ultimately for the greatest good of everybody in that group. So the right people are being brought together, the moving parts are there. These are the moving parts, and it's just to trust, which is difficult at times, and to fall, which is difficult at times. But you're falling right into the right hands, the right people, the right places, when you're able to go with the flow. The third card on the bottom of the deck, sorry, not the third card, on the bottom of the deck, underpinning the whole reading, is this Hermit. So it's another major arcana. In a tiny spread, there's 3 major arcana and 1 minor. And this speaks to, again, not being afraid to be in the middle and go with the flow. The Hermit isn't afraid of any dark corners inside of you. The Hermit isn't afraid to put the lantern into any corner, no matter how painful that experience was, no matter how much we've buried it inside. With the wisdom and the power of the beautiful Hermit is the quiet warrior who just, I always picture him just never speaking, but just continuing to walk the crooked path that we have within, you know, of all the ways we sort of bury things and hide things. And he just holds his lantern out. He just holds his lantern and keeps walking until he gets into a corner, until he can just stand there holding his lantern, allowing you the space and time to be brave enough to know that these are but your experiences. They don't have to make you, they don't have to break you. They're all but your experiences, and therefore it's a waste not to extract any good that you can extract for them, and transmute any bad, and make space for more experiences. Humans need experience, otherwise we wouldn't look for it so hard. We wouldn't keep, you know, we wouldn't be so eager to get into things that might harm us, might hurt us. But we are, and we do. But we can do it a hell of a lot easier if we can embody the energies of these cards by doing the Hermit regularly, by clearing out those inner grounds, by aligning with self, the whole of self, the higher self, the true self, the you and the 3D. By keeping our scales balanced and not being afraid to fall, to free fall, to allow the universe to grab you and take you where the river wants you to go. So, sorry if that was a bit of an unusual reading for today. I'm feeling a bit out of it. So that was for the 10th of May 2020. I just didn't want to not get anything up. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can book with any of the details above or below this video. And other than that, much love, be balanced, be whole as always.